That's different. Oh, well, nothing. Dude, if you can have like 3 days consecutive where everything's the same, so fucking happy for you. That's a turnover right now. Transitions, I think of the word, I look down, I see the word transition. It affirms what I believe to be true. I collect data. That's all I do is I collect data and I present it to you, and people usually leave it at their feet. That's fine. I keep putting it out there, and then life happens and it matches the words that I say. I've been doing it for years. Go back 7 years. I've done over 2,400 videos. The words I say are happening, and it's all because of free will. What people choose to do, how they want to navigate their energy, their sacral chakra energy system, what they are drawn to, what motivates their behavior. There's a lot of piddlers in the world. There's so many. Even the people that allow it, that just show up. Oh, I'm just having a good time. It's all right. Everyone was having a good time. So many the will of so many just taken, inhibited. See, we're just radios, and what we tune in drives us. And you know, when things are tuned into love and exposed to love, they flourish. They expand. They grow. When things are neglected, turns them dark, makes them do dark things. Everybody has free will. I follow this lady. She's a big horse. She's big. I don't know that world, so I'm trying to educate myself. She has goats. One of her goats died. She's like, I don't know what I did. And I was like, sweetie, we're in a spiritual war right now. For good. Just good is trying to survive. Good is trying to wake up another day, because there's so many people that choose self-will that causes harm. Just ignoring people on the street causes harm. Just not acknowledging human beings. I attribute a man named Al. He worked at Tower Records in San Francisco, and the first time I went to San Francisco, Mom let me go down. On the weekend I was 15 because I was with Joycey, and Joycey was 18, 19, and we went down to see her boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, and that was like 1989, and I was one of those people that hey, mental pancakes, that I feel people's energy, so I don't have to look at their eyes to feel who they are. And we were walking around through San Francisco, and there's people, you know, and I'm not used to people like aggressively panhandling and like stuff like that. And I wasn't used to that vibrational frequency, and so in such a large scale in a big city, and it was a little overwhelming. And I just kept, you know, people would talk to me, and I ignore them. And finally, we're standing there, and he's like, hey, listen, people need to be acknowledged. Look them in the eye. And I've carried it in my heart ever since. And I forget that too, you know. I forget that everybody, there's a little something in there, you know. And that's what I'm trying to connect to, is that little something that just still wants to do good. So I was trying in the short time, in the little TikTok time, and I was just like, sweetie, we're in a spiritual war right now. And I thank Bubbles, even the goat, for her service of going right now, because this Pisces, all this eclipse energy, man, it's endings. And it's beginnings. And I know a lot of people are really excited right now for like the potential of what could be. They're not anybody that's ever willing to do the hard work. They're not going to go out there and dig the freaking trenches. They're not going to go out there and do the heavy lifting. They're just going to keep blah, blah, blah on their interface. you know. They're going to keep charging people to come over here and listen to what I have to say because this information is really important, but you got to give me money to get. And everything I know, I put it out here. And it's no different than what anybody else says. I just collect. See, astrologers are usually only focused on what their astrology is, right? My spectrum is so vast. I'm listening to this perspective and this perspective and this all day, every day. I'm listening to people I agree with, people I can't stand. I'm just like, God, what is it? Okay, it's the ego in them that is like, blares me. Ego to me is easing God out, just ignoring people that need help, and more people need help every place, all over the place. People just, dude, if people, with all these people single people that lived in these big 3-4 bedroom houses, if you could just like befriend a nice person and let them fucking crash in, you know what I mean, in your driveway. You know, I mean, there's like so many things people could do, and they're just like, no, I got everything I need. Fuck the world. They should have made better choices. Every time I say things like that, I hear my brother. When I look in my face, I see my brother, and it's really hard not to hate myself. When you see people that have treated you so poorly, it's hard not to treat yourself poorly in the same fashion. You know, it's just more stuff I've had to learn to leave at my feet to not pick up. You know, because everything triggers me. Everything. I'm triggered by freaking so many different things. I'm triggered by bad manners. I know I'm supposed to let that stuff like roll off my back like feathers, like water off of duck's back or whatever. However, but I'm an energetic sensitive, you know. And when I freaking, you know, come across bullshit, my whole body freaking responds. Like, I can't not say, hey, this is fucking horse shit, you know. And we're not, the days of decorum are about out the door. I mean, people are so fucking fed up. And I don't know what the fuck Kansas is about. Well, I know what Kansas, the state, it's all about, you know, freaking cousin loving, and it's all that freaking weird, dark, nasty, you know. Anybody that knows any of those people that let that, see, that's the thing, is the government, like, they have no sense. They're completely without good orderly direction, and now they're just executing people. I guess 1,000, over 1 million people. They got like all these, like, don't kill the innocent man. Don't kill the innocent man. And the government, we're just all, we can do what we want. Let's just do it. You know, they're not going to do anything anyway, as we noticed in the last 4 years. They're not going to do anything. People, because we are the power, and we employ the police who have the guns, which is just another gang. It's just a gang with permission that says, you know, if you organize over here, you're a gang and you must be stopped. Says a gang. You know, that's run by high school. Maybe, because if you go to your own police, it's every single police department. All they need is a high school education or a GED. And how many of those nitwits go do 2 years in the Army Reserves or the National Guard, or 40 years or whatever, you know, this little poser post holders, so they can go back and become a policeman with a GED and a high school education, when all they need in the military to get in is 2 points higher than the lowest score in the military entrance exam, said by the Air Force recruiter. I said, are the police the lowest scores? Are they like the lowest test scores to get in? He said, no, those are services. They're the second lowest. That doesn't take a lot of intellect. You know, and a lot of those guys were the freaking a-hole bullies in high school and younger, because a lot of freaking bully a-holes that freaking picked on me, the neurodivergent girl, bullies to, you know, the little retarded girl, picked on me, you know, make fun of me, and then till I'd stand up for myself. And then they're all turned into little bitches. When you stand up for yourself, they like to and flash around until you fucking, you know, put that fucking shit down and show up to me as a person and let's dance. But no, they fucking hide behind their fucking power and their fucking... And then, you know, they end up freaking chomping little blue pills to be men. And then they get so mad because I used to be a man. You used to be able to see your feet. Did it to yourself. They always do it to themselves. People that are so mad, they don't work hard enough to try to stay happy, because happiness, it is more than a fucking decision. I'm going to be happy today. Oh yeah, until freaking, ask all the people in Florida that are waiting to watch their lives wash away how happy they are. I personally would never live in Florida, because I really don't give a shit about oceans on planet Earth right now, because they're dangerous and you shouldn't really live around any of them. But hey, you got all those people that are just living that best life. Hunker down the hatches. Here it comes. The oceans into your homes. It's not worth it to me. I would never live in Florida. I don't live in places where there's like extra potentials of threat. I don't live on freaking cliffs because erosion and all these people want, our houses are fine. Don't put your fucking house on a cliff, you dillhole. It's just people want you to just float around. They want to just do whatever they don't think about the consequences. You know? When people are just like, like Mom, when we were young, Mom got a real bad head injury. A man, she always chose the bear too, I'm sure. Dude, because she was a really pretty woman and she was a tiny woman, so she got overpowered a lot. Didn't keep her from fighting for herself and sticking up. I used to get so frustrated because these guys would get all drunk and she would stick up for herself, and I'd be like, Mom, just leave him alone. Just stay out of it. He ain't even in there, Ma. He's gone. The demons are driving the boat. He ain't gonna appeal to his demons, Ma. You're gonna make his demons. You're gonna excite his demons, Mom. I don't like seeing what happens when that happens. So if you could just, leave the fucking crazy whack job alone till they sleep it off. And she just always like get in his face and get and push, and I just be like, that's where I get it from. I get it from you, Ma. My tenacity is what, our moxie, our gumption, our not giving uppedness, And when I was younger, I got bullied a lot. I got beat up a lot by my own brother. He was a state wrestling champion. Now he's a big, important lawyer. That's why he threw us away, is because he never made up for his behavior. He just continued his behavior and years of neglect and abuse. And it's been really hard taking care of my mom being autistic, for all these years by myself. Like, no break. It's always worth it. Doesn't mean it's not hard. So, like some days, and because I'm thinking different things all the time. So having to live the same day to keep her schedule difficult, while trying to do things and learn and do things to add to community. And to show the community how fucking wrong they're doing it. Dude, there is a poster the other day. Come to our electric vehicle expo. This 5013 false for profit. Because that's what they do. Is everybody gets their own club and then they get their funding. And then they just do what they want to do. It only serves the people that are doing the little fucking pet project. They don't want fucking electric cars in Taos, New Mexico. The fucking power goes out too much here, okay? They don't want it. They didn't want the little stupid fucking parking meters that the city put in, We live in a state, $1.3 billion in the last year has been generated from just extra money, taxes, poof, the magical fucking government pulled this made up tariff from wheat. Marijuana grows out of a ground. Boop! $1.3 million. Nobody should be paying state taxes in this state. If the fucking people at top weren't idiots. It should be a non-state paying to any place where any revenue is made. And then they want to put, like, we don't get enough fucking money out of these monkey chumps that we fucking were born and raised with. They don't do anything to help their community, just their own little cause. And it's stupid, and I'm tired of it. And quite frankly, I'm just going to have to stay home the next couple of weeks because forecast is saying niceties are out the fucking door. And I don't want to be more of this shit, so I'm just going to stay home. Because I already am not, I'm fucking already been over niceties about, 12 years now. But longer than that. People that act like that, oh, we care. Oh, yeah? How many people say we care and then, like, watch people fucking sleep in their cars? It's just totally disingenuous. And now that people are starting to see what this country is built on, lies, butt stuff, perversion, like who's really been winning and why, and I've been talking about it for years, how stacked the deck is because of perverts. Well, I wonder who's going to take over the reins of leadership. I wonder who's going to show up. I wonder who's going to be able to come up out as the good example on how things are done, opposed to the shit that has been opposed to us. You know, like it's just the way my brain works, and it just, the older I get, seems like it gets more narrow. Some days it gets wider, broad spectrum. But it's like when I'm sitting in a doctor's office, a practitioner's office, and they're all fucking stinky from freaking stains on, from smoking, and you could still smell their freaking gin and tonics and whiskey from the night before. Or maybe they had some that this morning, because, once that self-will gets going, it don't ever stop. And I've had teachers practice just alcohol reeking because they just don't have the self-will to not draw a sober breath. They just can't seem to do it, but they can do whatever else they want. They just don't feel like it. So once the demons get them, and I see just somebody that's grossly obese, if I'm going to go to you for some sort of guidance and answer, and you aren't even fit in your soul sack, you think I'm going to have any faith in what kind of blurg is going to come out of your mouth? No, nasty, no. So more people are going to have to start proving who they are, by saying, hey, I'm going to discipline myself a little bit today and inconvenience myself and maybe do things a little bit that are uncomfortable that I don't like, just because in the long run, it'll be better for everybody. You know what I mean? People are just pissed off just because they're out of shape. How many dudes are so angry, hate women, blah, blah, all that, just because they're lesser men, because they let themselves go. Hey, and it's women, too. There's so many women. They feel bad. Feel bad, too. People feel bad. I used to do that. I really tried not to. Now I just yell at assholes that fucking, pull in front of me and just, that are just fucking act like they're the center of the... I just put them on blast. All right, there you are. Woo! All eyes on you, motherfucker! Here's all your attention, bitch! What you gonna do with it? Huh? Really? Oh, nothing now? And fucking tourists everywhere? Fucking, dude, it ain't that world anymore, man! To fucking waste 2 days of travel just to go some fucking place to mosey across the fucking street? That's stupid. Unless you're gonna make a community better than it was before you got there, instead of fucking eating some Mexican food and then shitting in a toilet and then leaving on a plane the next day? Bleh. Got no time for that shit, dude. Selfish as fuck. I'm just gonna go to this place and watch how it's People's Zoo. It's stupid. So yeah, I was listening to that dude, that astrology guy. Some people told him, dude, it's like Romper Room. Saying hi to people for 30 minutes, talking about the stars for 5, and then a star of the day for 10, and then more chat time. That's like not how grown-ups act. He even said that, what did he say? I say niceties are over. Like, it's all like, it's at this point, you can't, there's too many people that are like, nah, you're a fake and a liar. Because we know what, because the evidence is coming out is supporting what us intuitives have already known the whole time. But now because other people see it, because it becomes other people's truth, it doesn't make it less of a truth for us. I have never fucking liked that like, that guy is like a guy that you watch to see, to track astrology. Like, because people live from their self-will, or they live from their spirit, which is discipline. Either they take the stuff and do the white parties, or you live from discipline that says, don't put stuff in people's butts. Especially when they're incapacitated. And then look at all the people that just did not get that memo. So now, hell to pay. Look at all the people, and they don't even ever have to get caught. Look at all the people that are forever going to be freaking frantically, they're going to live in fear. Living in fear is a miserable place to be. They are faithless, good, orderly, directionless people. They have nothing to say. Don't discipline yourself. Don't do that thing. That's wrong. They don't have none of that. They don't listen to any of that because they're always appealing to the lower vibrational frequencies of their personalities. They're always living externally. They don't go inside and listen to that voice that connects to source that says, don't be a dirty freaking hoe bag. Take that away. Look what all the other stuff that goes away with that. It's about dominance. It's about control. It's about fear. It's about all that stuff. Because people are making outside shit their higher power, without connecting to something inside that is pure. Where is the purity? Is that found in all the gaming systems? Is the purity found in all those coliseums that are built year in and year out while freaking the cracks of society only get wider? Is the purity in ticket sales? Is the purity in this astrology conference? Is the purity in... Where is the purity? I keep looking. I keep trying to connect with me. Hey, I see purity in you. Let's connect and make something. And people just like, no, I'm too busy doing blah, 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 listening to the sound of my own voice. And I'm like, have you ever been in a war? Have you ever read the police report when you were 12 years old about how your hip pops from what happened when you were 10 months? And then still went on to be neuro-autistic and still go on to manage to get through high school and then pass the same test that military gets or police get in with the 96. I got a 96 on the ASVAB mechanically. Like, I always chose my heart. And then I went to college, all that because I knew at 15, Mom got her, she got a knock in the head. I promised her I'd never put her in a home. So whatever I got to do to make that promise, to keep that commitment, because at some point there's accountability, and commitments are supposed to mean things, but not in Taos or not in other places we've lived, because I've been like, hey, I'm just trying to take care of my mom. Is there anybody out there that can help me make that easier for her and in the whole world? Like, only 1 million people except for Earth Angel, they all just said, no, but we're gonna thoughts and prayers for you. What the fuck is that shit? Like, foot prayers, motherfuckers. I'm so over fucking People, thoughts and prayers. I'm gonna hope and wish and shut the fuck up with that shit, dude. You got all this shit. You like, why aren't there places, just hubs? I would love to head this up. I'm gonna incorporate this into my travel center. Okay, my place where travelers, in order to be welcome at my travel center, you must not have an address. You gotta be a throwaway. You gotta be a place like you don't have a proof of utilities and 3 proofs of identity, a birth certificate. You don't have all those things, and you have no means of getting those things, because to get those things you have to have an address, and so many people don't have addresses. But these stupid people that run these systems are fucking retarded, and they want to make it harder for people, because then they can go home at night and be like, oh, we can inconvenience people, so we did something, instead of we helped a lot of people. And then they feel bad about themselves and eat all their enchiladas and tacos and whatever, all the popular restaurants in Taos, and then drink too much, because every day, it's not just Friday, or it's not just Saturday, Sunday morning, it's every day of the week. There's beer cans, liquor bottles. You go into any gas station and look behind the counter, and it's all those little 99 bottles. They're just whoop, all the way at the end. And they open stocked up, right? So that's how I could tell, the demons, Satan's winning, because people don't have any self-will that says, hey, don't do that thing that makes you do that thing. Because people would rather do that thing because they're grown-ass adults. Oh my God, every time I'm a grown-ass adult, I'm like, you're a fucking child, dude. You're just an old person body. Mental midget, an old person body. It's gross. That's why this earthly plane is submerged and nasty. That's why the storms are only going to get worse, dude. The earth is cleansing itself of fucking grossness, and I appreciate all those things that are passing on right now, and this like so much transition. They're going back to source. Love is growing on the other side to power us on this side to get this side over to love. More importantly, truth. Because I feel like truth, it says it all. Love, how many people have said to people, I love you? No, the fuck you don't. You're a lie. So there's a storm up in Canada spinning this way. And there's this thing down and soon they're gonna, woo! Fleas on a dog being scrubbed from the earth. All we're supposed to do is take care of each other. How many people would not have turned to drugs? Like, I'm starting to see, living on the street fucking kills people. It ages people. That's why they like the cracks of society. And to get people, to get help, you got to fill out this 12-page piece of paper. It's like the hokey pokey of hypocrisy, is what borough brats are. So they make people do all this stupid shit like they're fucking cattle, so the people can get paid for printing out pages of shit. It just suck up time. Like, it serves no true purpose, except for some fucking Capricorn or Virgo someplace is saying this is how we need to do it. We need to set it up because they got fucking nothing practical to do but just format fucking words on a paper, I got all kinds of ideas. I just don't know how to get them to the people that would be willing to do anything. I know here in Taos, they're begging for people to come to our meetings. We're just going to have all these open meetings. Come to our meetings and give us all your ideas, because they don't fucking have any of their own. And look at in your community, they're doing it everywhere. But first, people are going to have to face themselves. Face the fucking mess in which they create. And I'm gonna go to those meetings. I say, you want to know how to fix homelessness? How about every single one of you sitting in one of those city council chairs? It ain't too cold yet. Get your little puffy fucking coats.
Get your little down sleeping bags and your little tents and whatever little amenities you want, and you go sleep on the streets of Taos, of your own city. Go sleep on the streets and try to use the stuff as the people that you ask. Try to use the resources that you have in place to help people and see how much help it gets you. Yeah. Go panhandle to get enough money to get your burner phone. Just like people that are just have just some. There's so many people out here that have just have just run into fucking they're trying to keep a promise to their mama taking care of them. And I couldn't even get fucking food stamps in Taos. $1,700 a month to take care of mom. And I always had my faith was bigger than my fears, so there was always a way. Not because of anybody I know. Only because the kindness of strangers, that's all. Nobody I know that my whole life has always said, Marge, you're honest, you're a wonderful and all these people have fucking blew the smoke up my ass my whole fucking life. Not one of them said, you know what, Marge, because of your but strangers saw in me what a stand-up person I was. And they stepped forward. So I guess that just tells me like attracts like, and all the people that I chose to have are just, were a fake too. Because I was living off but as soon as I started living off the mask, I mostly lived unmasked. I think that's why I've had such a hard time in society. I could mask enough to get by to do what people wanted me to do, and then I'd be like, okay, here I am. Anyway, so Mysteries Unsolved. That's why I called today's talk that talk. That's why there's so many people that are missing and stuff like that, because there ain't nobody looking for them. And I think about how many people are missing because of the people that are tasked to look for them. And I did videos before several years ago. Maybe I'll revisit that. If there were empaths in HR, if there were people like me that could read energy, they'd be like, if we're the ones that are weeding out you want to know what happens to so many of trans women in the Midwest? Look at those nice young recruits. I mean, it's like that show Criminal Minds, man. It's like people are stereotypical. And when you put people in the same programs and they have the same propensity for certain behaviors, they're going to end up in the same groups. And they're going to stay there because they're safe. There's a lot of dirty people out there. There's just a lot of dirty people out there. I'm a fucking prude. I'm so proud. Never have I ever, not proud, that is a totally wrong word, because pride is a sin. So I really try not to use that word. Never have I ever been so enthralled to be a freaking prude. I'm 50 years old. I've been in 3 relationships. Ish. I mean, because it's just not even, the older you get, it's not even worth it. Because you could see the dialogue, unless they're congruent with the dialogue that they are inside and from what they're living outside, and most people are living double lives. I live one life. I put it on YouTube to share with everybody. It's a video diary. It's an account of the last 7, almost 8 years of my life, and freaking while seeing all these other practitioners only, going on vacation, or, all these, conventions in Cairo and all this shit, along the way, dude, who are you helping? They think doing their free stuff on YouTube, like that is their service. No, that is not their service. That is what they do to get people to pay for their shit. I don't need people to pay for my shit. We have everything we need. I'd like a solar system in our own little place. But for now, I mean, we got everything. We don't need anything. We haven't needed anything. I need dogs to live longer. I mean, be realistic. I mean, you know, but there's so many people that they're so empty inside that they just keep trying to fill stuff up with stupid, frivolous yachts, experiences, traveling. You know, I found an old journal I have from like 1990s, right? And I actually went and made a list. I wrote down a list because it was PBS. I watched a lot of stuff on PBS. And they had a list on like the best hot dog places in America. And then like the internet came out, so I had that idea of that list in my mind, and then I kind of I like hot dogs. When I was my safe food when I was a little nacho neurotypical is cold hot dog sandwiches. And it had to be Oro wheat bread. It had to be in French's mustard. And then the cold hot dog, Oscar Mayer beef frank. And I would eat them every time somebody asked me when I wanted something to eat. Because it was consistent, because my life was so inconsistent that sometimes people draw on things because that's the only place that they can find consistency. See, because we're trying to keep our asses grounded on this because it's insane to me that there's so many things that people need, and there's so many way more people that are just willing to not help them with those things, and that to me is insane. When this country has so many fucking empty buildings, they piss away trillions of dollars on killing people in countries we have no fucking business being in, because we are Zionist men, because of fucking dudes with erectile dysfunction that sat on their pappy's lap and got this idea of fraternal brotherhood, and you know, your shit's better than their shit, so kill them. That's insane to me. That's insane. And that's what America's built on. Dominance, control, and butt stuff. And, well, quite frankly, I'm very welcome to a world where so many people are going to be terribly, terribly embarrassed. So embarrassed. So embarrassed for past transgressions brought to light that they never were accounted for. And for those scumbags in Kansas that fucking killed that guy, they're going to be haunted by the spirits of their own conscience, because collective consciousness is waking up. And they're going to have to drink extra whiskey, bourbon, and scotch just so that they can get through the dark nights, because they will forever have a dark night of their own soul, because in front of the whole they had an opportunity to live from good orderly direction, and they all chose to live from ego, and they all killed an innocent man in Kansas. And for that, and this stuff happens all the time. This is what America is based on, is bullshit after bullshit scenario, while these dudes with wet brain, because that's what's wrong with that he drank too much for too many years, and that's what it puts holes in your brain. If drunks live long enough to be that old, they're on automatic pilot. They are preserved. Alcohol is a preservative. It also removes oxygen from your blood. It takes oxygen Rejuvenates the human and animates us. Oxygen does that. You ingest spirits. Oxygen is replaced by spirits. People are running on automatic pilot, driven to do heinous, nasty, dirty things. Under the guise of free wills, with so many people like me understand, I am a drunk. I do not drink that first drink because I don't want to end up leaving mom and going off to because that's how I act. That's what ego does. It says, I don't give a shit about anybody else. I'm living my life for me. F the world. I say what I want, do what I want, blah, blah, blah. That's what spirits do. And then people have dude, kids, young people, too young to be having cirrhosis, 22, 23, 24. Like I drank like a 12-pack a day. It was Bud Light, you know. Like I was a whiskey girl too. I didn't get there, but kids toddlers with Jordans, toddlers and tiaras, when people are just given whatever they want, they are never given discipline. Never. How are they going to learn it? Unless going to the candy store, you know, you eat too much a few times, you throw up. Oh. You know, your energetic field should remember, when you do this, if this, then that. That is how a balanced, rational person, if this, then that. If hot stove, then burn. If this, then that. Alcohol, the spirits, it takes all that out. And then it freaking creates 7 kinds of cancer. Butt cancer, esophageal cancer, stomach cancer. It's poison. They used to store frogs in it and put them on the shelf so they wouldn't deteriorate. That's why these people are they're pickled, but and then ultimately it deteriorates, and then it's a fucking ugly death. Ask every wife of an alcoholic that stayed till the end. I mean, I hear stories, you know, and I heard them I went to Al-Anon AA for years and years and like that. I heard a lot of stories, but when you hear it from the women that didn't go, that didn't share their stories, theirs are far more dramatic. You know, to watch the man that you swore, you know, that you promised till death do you part, and then he couldn't stop. He would put alcohol in their feeding tube. To watch somebody you love a natural death is hard enough. But someone that just can't help themselves. They just can't. So many people can't help themselves. Yeah, you can. Yes, this government is a death cult. That is why I promise to never not tell the truth about that. Because I was in the death cult. People don't believe me. Here's one. I was in the death cult. I won awards, so I was really good at it. 2000. Look at that uniform. Look at that shit, dude. I always ironed and fucking did my own shit. I shined my own boots, and I was a fucking maintainer, dude. I was a grease monkey. But it doesn't mean just because you can't work hard, you can't look good and maintain your shit. You know? I mean, I was set apart. That should say, that should have an A on it. my scarlet letter is A. Because this was a farce. It's us. It's a pageant. If this, then that. And they made it happen. So they made themselves God. When people make themselves God, when they give themselves the order by means of their ego, that's when resets happen, understand? Whether it's imposed or it's the natural course, which I believe happens. Like, nope, they didn't figure it out yet. They still haven't figured it out. Earth, to me, is an Etch-a-Sketch. You know those little toys that you, I messed up. Messed up, start over. They don't care about anybody else with themselves. Let's just fucking wipe them off the planet. Dude, I've been like, I know when big shit's gonna happen. Because I feel like a tongue on a freaking 9-volt battery. And then I can't go out and do stuff. I mean, I can, but there's usually some sort of consequence. I don't want to deal with it. Thought maybe driving down to Sipapoo, about 20 miles south, just to clear my head, get some fresh air. Mom will be getting up soon, huh, Mom? You sleeping? You're sleeping? I should be quiet? She likes listening. This is like basically we're doing now with more like amenities, like, and more comfort is a good word than I was when I was 15 and mom first had her head injury. Like, mom didn't get to go to no rehab. I didn't like rehab, all that stuff. I'm like, there's places that people can go where their lives can be on hold and they can just get better. Really? Because I always, whenever fucking, whether I had to roll my ankle or frickin', shit happens, it didn't matter. I gotta still make other people happy on planet Earth. I still gotta make money so I can give it to fucking other people so they can so they can take their fucking ungrateful kids to stupid baseball, football games on the weekends, 3 hours away. It's just this planet Earth got stupid and I'm okay with the scrub. I'm okay with it. Because, I'm not afraid of death. I'm afraid of people suffering when they die. I hate that. Just because my body is so energetically sensitive that I'm experiencing what they experience. And more people are going to have these experiences. So more and more people are going to want to learn how to do those things that people need to help make them comfortable. And it's so weird that this society can't create an environment where where people want to live. No, what they're doing, they're creating a trajectory where people want to die, so they're going to give them every means that they want in order to help them die. A woman just died in a pod in Switzerland, it's just, I can't, I hope I don't ever get there. Some days I don't want to live. It's too hard. I have days like that. Like, okay, if I go now, I'm good. But I hope I never get to a point where, and they do it in like Oregon, I think, where you can take a pill and then you're dead in like 2 hours. I at least I got a bunch of videos where I'm trying, to show people that if you get some coping skills that are better for you, that it sets you off that trajectory. I'm getting back on the meditate state train. I'm meditating again. Because what I was doing is I was relying on my sleep state as meditate state. And it's that was just me being lazy. I have to set an intention apart for meditation, whether it's in the morning or a couple of my down low points throughout the day. Yep. Setting that intention. Now, I say prayers all the time, You know, just like, you know, for the best course of action to happen in people's lives, or to help give them the strength that they need to get them through their course of life. Because people need strength right now, because so many are tired. I feel it. I'm tired, weary. Same day, different shit. That's what I look at the world. People say same shit every day. I'm like, no, it's the same day. It's just different shit. So, you know, and for all those people out there that go, my brother's one of them. I've caught myself saying that, and then I hear him say it. That say, it's hard to watch. This is just hard to watch. When you're trying to make somebody else look pitiful, just know that there's a higher conscious version of yourself that is looking down at you going, God, this is hard to watch. That they're not just helping and offering some sort of grace. Some sort of grace. No increment. None. So, next time I go out, I hope I remember these words. Yeah. Here I intended on talking about, you know, why there's so many mysteries unsolved, and that's just because there's nobody looking for them. Now I'm happy to see more freelance, you know, forensics. Like, there's somebody that I watch that comes across my FYP that they use Google Maps, and they're looking down canyons on the ends where, like, there's turny roads and stuff like that, and they're finding old wrecked cars, and they're doing and there's like this other person that goes around and finds missing people in bodies of water because they ended up, you know, because people self-will run riot. They drive too fast. They don't understand physics, the conditions, you know. One day I see a world where there's more driving schools again, where they're teaching, like, you know who's going to drive like an asshole. I know who's going to drive like an asshole. Usually it's the kid that is given everything. That oh no, they're just a good kid. Oh, it's because they got a shadow that you don't see and you're not looking at because he's putting on a show. He's masking for you, and you know, and then they're oh I can trust you, right, kid? Yeah. So they give them like $70,000 trucks, and these kids can't be trusted, and they're going around racing around, and they're figuring it out, and hopefully they won't kill somebody else. So if you give them a place to do that, to get their yayas out. And then you give them conditions that if we catch you on the street, if anybody catches you on the street, driving like you should be doing on the course, you just won't get to drive on the street anymore. And definitely not on the course. Like, you're not going to be rewarded for being like, you know, there's other way, you know, there's like reward people to see, I mean, it's like we're just living a big game of give people enough rope to hang themselves, and look at what America's doing. It's the world's largest game of hangman, man. People are hanging themselves everywhere by just doing whatever they want to their detriment, and it causes harm to themselves and to others, and people need to start thinking about how their behavior affects other people. What are you gonna do? Sit back and watch the show? Yeah? I guess so. Anyway, I've been running my mouth long enough. Here I go. I thought I'm at the 30-minute mark, and here I'm at the blah, blah, blah.